Hi there, it's Nina Nandagopal at almostpractical.com, and today I'm really excited to introduce you to the new Erin Condren teacher lesson planners for the academic year 2020 to 2021. This past academic year has been kind of crazy, so this is a great opportunity to look ahead and just get start over, have a whole new perspective. This teacher lesson planner actually comes in 3 formats. I have here the coiled and the soft bound, but there's also a binder, which I don't have, but the inside of the binder is very similar to the coiled. So when we take a look inside the coiled, you'll get a feel for what the binder will look like, and I will also point out some of the differences at the end. So let's start with the coiled lesson planner. I'll put this soft bound away for now, and then we'll come back to that. So the coiled lesson planner this particular one is in the Oh So Retro cover and also the inside design. But there is also a second design that you can choose from inside. The covers, you can choose any of the interchangeable covers, but inside there's also a kaleidoscope design. So this year you have 2 different choices for inside the coiled. I went with the Oh So Retro, and I also did the Oh So Retro exterior to match the interior, but you don't have to do that. And these covers are interchangeable. You can order a couple different ones, one for each month, one for, say, a holiday type month. You can also customize it with your name. I did not put my name on this, but you can put your name and it will show up in this pattern on one of these stripes. But the other patterns, of course, will be different depending on what you choose. So what else can I tell you about this before we dive in? The dimensions of this planner are 8.5 by 11. So it's a really good full letter paper size, lots of space for planning, which is fantastic. You can customize the coil with the color that you like. So the platinum, which is the silver color, is standard, and you can get gold or rose gold or black. Another really exciting thing about the coiled planner is that you can choose the start date in terms of you can go with either July, August, or September of 2020 as your start. And so the July would go from July of 2020 to June of 2021. If you went with August, it would go from August of 2020 to July of 2021. And if you went with September, it would go September of 2020 to August of 2021. So it's a 12-month planner, but you can pick which day you wanted to start, which is really great if you have an early start of school or a late start of school. And finally, as far as additional options go, there inside here at the end there are some checklist pages and some sheet protectors. So the standard comes with 7 checklist pages. You can go up to 28 as an add-on. And with the sheet protectors, it comes with 1, but you can add on up to 3. So that covers all of the options. So now I know you're waiting. We will dive right in. So we begin with the cover page, and that is right here. It's the Oh So Retro pattern you can see is throughout the pages, and that's why I did the matching cover, just because I think it looks so nice together. This pattern I really like. It's very colorful, and you'll see the accents on all the pages are sort of in line with that cover and that pattern. The first page is an All About Me page, and then we go to an Events and Volunteers page. Let me center that a little bit. And then the next section is a contact section or a communication log. So you can record conversations with parents, other educators. This could be the place that you write them down on the fly, sort of, and then you can make a more permanent record someplace else, because you only do have 2 sheets of this. So, but this is a really great, when you're on the phone or you're taking a sudden note, you have a place to put it and know where you wrote it down, which is fantastic. Then we move to the mini months, and those go from July 2020 all the way through December of 2021. So there's a lot of looking forward, options to look forward there. This is your yearly planning spread. So it's just little boxes for each of the months, and you can put in a little goal or a note or a success or an event that's going to highlight that month or a project. So there's a lot of options for that. Then there's a few pages of grid paper, which I really like, graph paper. And you can use this to chart things out or make notes, whatever needs to be kept track of, you can put it in here. Now we're getting into the months, and you'll see the 2-page spread before the month tab is sort of a monthly planning page. So it's basically open-ended, a lot of lines, and then just some dates to remember for the month. And now we go into the 2-page per month spread. And you'll notice that, and I'll get to this at the end, but you notice that it's really largely a blank calendar. There's no holidays on here or events. And there are holiday stickers at the end, which I'll show you, so you can actually stick on the different national holidays, which is nice because, first of all, if you're not in the United States, you won't follow the same holidays necessarily as we do here. And also, depending on what type of school you teach at, you might celebrate different days or recognize different days. So I really like that it's optional. You only have to put on the days that mean something to you, and that gives you a lot more planning space rather than cluttering it up with things that aren't important to you. Now here is the bulk of the teacher planner and sort of where the magic happens. There are rows for each day of the week, Monday through Friday. So each weekday, there's not a Saturday and Sunday in this teacher planner. And then there are 6 blank columns and a notes column. So these columns are what you can use for perhaps the different classes that you teach, the different sections that you teach, the different projects that you're doing, different clubs. However whatever buckets you break your day into, you can create a column for that bucket, if that makes sense. And at the intersection of each day and column, for whatever you use it for, is a lined block. So it's really easy to write in straight and neatly. So there's a lot of lines, a lot of place to fill in notes and planning, basically. This is where you would use it for your lesson plans. Each month, you'll see each week is pretty much set up the same way, and each month is set up the same way as the next one, except the colors are different. So August is this yellow color, and when you get to September, and I'm going to open it up to the monthly planning, so you see at the top is sort of the purple, which is what you're going to find going all the way through the month of September. And you'll see like the last day of August is up here at the top, yellow, and then it switches into the purple. And the same thing goes for, say, October, where you have the orange at the top. You have the orange coloring, the orange accents, and then you go into sort of the ombre going down orange. So I'll just flip through quickly so you can kind of see what the months look like. This is November in a nice teal. This is December, which is a green. January is another, well, I guess November would be more aqua and January is more teal. February is shades of pink. March has greens again, but different than December, different tones. April is purples, but slightly different than the September. This is more bluish. May is more peachy. And June are summery greens. July are blues. And that's the end of my planner because I did an August start in this. So I went August to July. Now, at the end of all of this, you have your checklist pages, and there are 7 of these standard in the Coiled, actually in all of them, 7 come standard, and you can add additional pages to the Coiled checklist pages, and you can add additional checklist pages to the binder, but you cannot add additional checklist pages to the soft-bound planner, which I will show you next, because that's already bound and it's not something you can insert pages into. So the checklist has, I think I did count these up, and I think it is maybe 36 lines down and 34 across, and hopefully I didn't get that backwards. And it's just, it says student checklist, but you could really use it for whatever you want. You could put their names down the side and maybe grades across the top, permission slips are turned in, homework is turned in, anything that you want to keep track of on a per student basis. And so there's a lot of these. These are very useful. I love these checklist pages because they're also so pretty. And now we're getting to the fun part. After the checklists are the 4 pages of stickers that come in the coiled version and also in the binder version, I believe. So these are just fun planning stickers that have things like staff meeting and no school and little stars, little apples. So those are cute. This page is my favorite, I think. They have, you know, the bigger apple-shaped stickers, little sticky note type stickers, conference, important, lots of cute stickers here. Here there are just some labels, little ones with little paperclip, washi strips, and finally just a page of labels that have sort of an elegant silver stripe through them, which is really pretty and also very useful. At the end of the planner, there is a sturdy double-sided folder to keep track of any loose papers that you have floating around. And then here is the page protector. So it's like a clear sheet protector. You can get up to 3 of these. You can order add-ons and add a couple more in if you want to. So that's what that looks like. And then these here are those holiday stickers that I was talking about that you could actually stick onto the dates in the calendar. So for January, they have a Kwanzaa ends, New Year's Day, Martin Luther King Day, and then also some flags and blank labels too, should you want to add some additional holidays or events into your calendar. February is the same thing. There's a lot more, it seems. You know, Black History Month, Children's Dental Health Month, Groundhog Day, and so on. Although, you know, there's a bunch of different ones. So whichever ones apply to you in your teaching schedule, you can just stick them right into your calendar and you don't have to clutter it up with events that don't pertain to you. So that's a really nice feature. So this is the coiled. And now I'm going to take you on a little walk through the soft bound. And the coiled also comes with the plastic ruler, and it's detachable. So that's an option, not an option, but that's what it comes with. So let me switch here over to the soft bound planner. And you'll see that with the soft bound planner, it's laid out very similarly to the coiled. However, it is much more of a slimmer profile. I can hold both of them next to each other, and you can kind of see how that looks like that. And then when they're on top of each other, you can see that this is a bit slimmer. It's easier probably to fit into a bag. And it also has, if you're in more of a professional setting, a boardroom type setting, maybe this is something that you want. If you teach at college, if you teach corporate classes, this might be more appealing than a brightly colored coil planner, although I do love the coil planner. So inside, this is more of your neutrals, right? Here's your title page. And we're going to flip through quickly. It's a lot of the same pages, but just a different, you can see right away the different color scheme. So very neutral, very calming and simple layout. This is your about page, your events page. This is your communication log. Again, these are your mini months, July to December. Now the soft bound, you don't have an option with your start date in the soft bound. It is July the softbound teacher planner starts in July and ends in June of 2021. So there's no optional start date because it is a bound edition and it's not something they can add pages to sort of with your order. This yearly planning spread, January to December. Here's the graph papers, which are nice. And then this is the monthly planning pages with a little checklist for dates to remember. But you could use this for whatever you want. You could put a label over this or a sticker and make it a checklist or a to-do list. Whatever you want to use it for it's very flexible. So here's July, the 2-page per month spread, and then here are the lesson planning pages. And these have barely any color on them at all. The numbers, like July was sort of a yellow color, so you see that the numbers here for the dates are yellow, and the last 2 days of June up here are in blue. And other than that, there's no color at all. It's still the same 6 columns and a notes column. And I'll flip to another month. So you see July is all the yellow. August also sort of continues that yellow color. I think this might be by quarter in terms of colors. I could be wrong. Actually, no. So September is also a yellow, but the shades are getting a little more pale. So there are different shades for each month. And then October, you start with like a green, and you see that the dates change color over here, but again, very minimal amounts of color. And November has like a different shade of green. December, it's slightly different. Maybe not. Maybe it's the 3 months are about the same. It's hard to tell. It's really just very, very neutral. Actually, I think they are a little bit different. So those are your lesson plan pages, very similar layout to the Coiled, but very neutral. Then when you get to the end, there are a few note pages which are not in the Coiled version. So there's a few lined note pages in here. And then once you get past those, there are 7 checklist pages, and you do not have an option to add any more. So 7 is what you get in this neutral planner. And then that's it. There are no stickers and there are no holiday labels, but you can order those sheets separately. So that is an option too. The softbound planner also has these 2 sort of built-in ribbon bookmarks. So you can mark your page wherever you happen to be. So that is the softbound planner, and this is the Coiled. I'll take this ruler off. And the binder, I told you, is very similar to the Coiled. And the difference in the binder is that you can, well, the binder is also 8.5 by 11 paper. The binder itself is a little bit larger to accommodate paper, just like any other 3-ring binder. And it is a 3-ring binder, so that's kind of the point that I want to make, is it takes standard letter paper, and you can use any 3-ring hole punch to add additional pages to it. And if you really like to add new pages or rearrange your pages, then the binder is probably the way you want to go. The outside of the binder is going to be this pattern, this Oh So Retro pattern. So you'll get the binder in this color, and it'll be 3-ring, and the guts or the inside of the planner will be the same, very, very similar to the Coiled Oh So Retro pattern, because the inside is also going to be Oh So Retro in the binder. You don't get a choice the way you do in the Coiled. So that is about it for this teacher lesson planner for 2020-2021. As in true Erin Condren fashion, there are lots of accessories to choose from that kind of coordinate. There's a Too Cool for School sticker book, some Oh So Retro sticky notes. There's also the Kaleidoscope sticky notes. There's Oh So Retro snap-in bookmarks, and I believe there are also kaleidoscope snap-in bookmarks. And if you wanted to get this and you wanted those holiday stickers and labels, you can order that separately, and then at least you'd have a set to mark up your calendar in the softbound. So I hope you enjoyed this review of the all new Erin Condren teacher lesson planners. My name is Nina Nandagopal, and I blog at almostpractical.com. I hope you come visit me. I write a lot about organizing tips and tons of Erin Condren reviews because I just love Erin Condren products, my absolute favorite. And if you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today.